Hello and welcome to today's class. For this class, we'll be looking into the third class under organic chemistry. So in our last class, we look into the basic rules in naming organic compound, which are 6 in numbers. So last class we discussed about the first 3 basic rules in naming organic compound. For this class, we're talking about the third, fourth, and what's it called? Fifth and sixth rule in naming organic compound, right? So we look at the 3, 4, 5 rules in naming organic compound. All right. When it comes to naming organic compound, I'll discuss about the first, second, and third, right? Look at the the fourth, fifth, and sixth basic rule in naming organic compound. So let's start with rule 4. All right, rule 4. So to check out our previous class on organic chemistry, I'll simply drop the link to our previous class on basic rules in naming organic compound in the description of this video, right? So try to watch the basic rule from the first, second, third before you dive into the fourth, fifth, and sixth basic rule in naming organic compound. Rule 4 says if the substituents in the hydrocarbon are more than 1, the hydrocarbon or perhaps the substituent should be represented using a prefix, that is di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, penta for 5, hexa for 6, hepta for 7, etc. So I'm saying that if in any organic compound and you're having a substituent more than 1 time, right, the substituent occur maybe 3 or twice, right? So the substituent should be represented using what a prefix. That if you said di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, penta for 5, and it continues in this pattern. So let's take an example to further explain this rule 4. So let's say I have a compound such as this. Let's say I have a compound. Let's say I have bromine here. Let's balance this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Balanced. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4. Balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4. Balanced. Let's name this compound. How do you name this compound? Observe that the substituents in this compound are bromine. I have just 2 bromine here. So this one becomes a case of case 4. So you call this one a di. This is 2 bromine. They are the same, but they occur more than 1 time, right? So these 2. Let's name this compound here. We said rule 1 says select the longest continuous carbon chain. My longest continuous carbon chain here becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the longest. So 4, rule 1 says 4 is root. What's rule 2? Rule 2 says identify the functional group. I am seeing a single bond, single bond, single bond. For a single bond, that's what an alkane. Rule 3 says number the number of carbon atom from the root hydrocarbon, which will give the least or lowest possible number to the substituent. I'm having substituent here. Substituent here. I'll do my numbering upward and downward. I'll do my numbering such that I will have the least number to the what? Substituent. So let's do our numbering. This is upper. Let's do upper numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am having bromine here. This is my first bromine. So the idea is that I will make sure I look for the least number to bromine. For my upper numbering, I have 1. Bromine is attached to carbon 1 using my upper numbering. My lower numbering, bromine is attached to carbon 4. In between 4 and 1, which one is the least? The least one is what? Is 4, is 1. In between 4 and 1, The least is 1. So I'll go with what? The upper numbering. So I'll eliminate the what? The lower numbering. Alright, since I'm going with the upper numbering, how do you name it? We said you name the substituent first before what there? Before the compound. So I have and show the position of the substituent. So when it comes to naming something of this nature, name the substituents first by showing the position. So this bromine here, for the carbon 1 is 1. This bromine here, carbon 3, 1,3, 3 what? This is bromine, 1 bromine, 2 bromine. That becomes dibromo. So this becomes 1,3-dibromo. Next up, butane. It becomes butane. So this becomes the name of this compound. This becomes 1,3-dibromo butane. 1,3-dibromo butane. So the name of this compound here. Let's take another example to further explain rule 4. So let's say I have a compound such as this. I have CH3. All right, let's balance this up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced. 1, 2, 3 balance. 1, 2 balance. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 balanced. So let's name this compound here. To name this compound, it's quite simple. The first task is what? Select the longest continuous carbon chain. My longest continuous carbon chain here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6. That's X. X. Root 2 says functional group. These are what? Single bond all throughout. That's an alkane. Alkane, because they are single bond all through, right? Root 3 says number the number of carbon atom from the root hydrocarbon, which will give the least or lowest possible number to the substituent. I have 3 substituents here. That's what the methyl, and methyl. I have 3 methyl there. That becomes tri. So how do you name this one here? We said do your numbering. So let's say I have upper numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lower numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In between upper numbering and lower numbering, which one has the least or lowest possible number to substituent? That's because of my upper numbering. Of course, look at this CH3. This first one here is attached to carbon 1 using my upper numbering. This CH3 here is attached to carbon 6 using my what? Lower numbering. In between 1 and 6, the least there is what? The 1. So I'll discard what? The what's it called? Lower numbering, right? So I'll go with what? Upper numbering. So this we said when it comes to naming something of this nature, name the what? Substituent first and show the position. So I have the substituent. This methyl occurs 3 times. Methyl, right? So how do you name this one here? So it becomes this methyl is at position 1, right? Comma. This one's at position 3, comma. This one 5, then hyphen. It becomes 1, 3, 5. This is methyl. There are 3. That becomes what? Tri methyl. Next up, hexane. So this compound is called 1,3,5-trimethyl hexane. So this is the concept behind rule 4. If the substituents are more than 1 time, right? Use the prefix di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, and penta for 5. Let's discuss the 5th root. Sorry, the rule 5, the 5th rule in naming organic compound. Rule 5 says that if the substituents in the organic compound are more than 1, but different. Hence, the substituent should be named alphabetically order. So in an organic compound where I have different substituents such as bromine, fluorine, chlorine, iodine in a compound, how do you name that? We said use a concept of what? Alphabetically order to name them. So let's take an example to further explain rule 5 or the 5th rule that governs the naming of organic chemistry. Let's say I have a compound such as this. I have let's say I have chlorine here, fluorine, let's say I have iodine, let's say I have bromine here. So let's balance this up. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's name this compound. Observe that in this compound there are about different substituents in this compound, right? For rule 4, they are just what? The same substituent, but more than one time. But this one, they have what? Different substituents in this compound here, ranging from bromine, iodine, fluorine, and chlorine. So how do you name something of this nature? We said to name something of this nature, arrange them alphabetically order. So I know that I'm having bromine, fluorine, chlorine, iodine. If I want to arrange them alphabetically order, which one comes first? I know that bromine will come first, then followed by chlorine, fluorine, and iodine. So this is alphabetically order, right? So when you are done with picking them out alphabetically order, we said rule 1 says what? Select the long. After picking them out alphabetically order, what's your next task? Your next task now is start naming. How do you name? You said rule 1 says longest continuous carbon chain. This becomes 1 2 3 4. That's 4. 4 is boot. So I have rule 1, that's boot. Rule 2 says functional group, single bond, alkane. Rule 2 becomes alkane. Rule 3 says that do your numbering. So I have 1 2 3 4. This is upper numbering. 1 2 3 4. Lower numbering. So we are going with, so listen please. I have bromine, chlorine, fluorine, iodine. We are going to start with bromine. So it means that I'm going to look for the least or lowest possible number to bromine. So bromine here is attached to carbon 1 and 4. So bromine here using my upper numbering is attached to carbon 1. Bromine here using my lower numbering is attached to carbon 4. In between 1 and 4, which one is the least? Of course, 1 is the least. So I'm going with what? Upper numbering. So I would eliminate what? Lower numbering, as in this case. So let's name this compound here. We said to name the compound, start with what? By naming the substituent and show the position. So we are starting with bromine. For bromine, how many bromine is there? Just one bromine. What's the position of the bromine? That's 1. So the position of this bromine is 1. That becomes 1 bromo. Alright, I'm done with the bromine. Move to chlorine. How many chlorine here? Just 1 chlorine. What's the position of the chlorine? Attached to carbon 4. That becomes 4 chloro. I'm done with chlorine. Move to fluorine. What's fluorine? Fluorine is attached to carbon 3, right? So that becomes 3 fluoro. When you are done with fluorine, of course, finally I have iodine. What's the position? Iodine is attached to carbon what? Iodine, that's carbon 2. That becomes 2 iodo. Next up, the function, the compound here, that becomes butane. So this compound is called 1 bromo, 4 chloro, 3 fluoro, 2 iodo butane. That's the name of this compound here. Alright, that becomes the basic concept behind naming this stuff, as you can see. Yeah. Alright, still under rule 5, please. Still under rule 5. We said rule 5 says that if the substituents are of different type in the organic compound, as in this case here, the task is that you should arrange them, name them what in alphabetically order. That's rule 5. Still under rule 5, note please, note, for the combination of organic and inorganic substituents in the hydrocarbon, the inorganic substituent should be named first before the organic substituent. So I'm saying that when it comes to rule 5, aside this one here, we said when it comes to the, so aside this one here, when it comes to rule 5, we are still saying that for a compound that contain both organic and inorganic substituent, by organic substituent I mean the fluorine, chlorine, sorry, by inorganic substituent I mean the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. By organic substituents, I mean the methyl, ethyl, propyl. Those are alkyl group, right? So for a compound that contains the two of them, how do you name them? So that's like the concept we're discussing about now under rule 5. So which I've given you example in front of you here. So this example here contains both organic and inorganic substituents. So for here now, I have the organic substituents ranging from the methyl and propyl. This is methyl. So inorganic here becomes bromine, iodine, fluorine, and chlorine, as you can see. So let's name this compound here. How do you name something of this nature? We said when it comes to what's it called, naming organic compound that contain both organic and inorganic substituents, we said priority is to start with what, the inorganic substituent. For the inorganic substituent here, I'm having bromine, fluorine, chlorine, iodine. We said name them what, alphabetically order. So I have bromine, fluorine, chlorine, iodine. For the organic substituents, I have methyl, right? Methyl, that's CH3, that's methyl, and CH5, that's propyl. So I have methyl and propyl as my organic substituents in this compound here. So we said when it comes to names of this nature, start with what? Naming what? The inorganic substituent, right? So let's name the inorganic substituent first. We said rule 1 says select the longest covalent carbon chain. The longest then becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. That's ept. That's 7. Rule 2 says functional group. These are all alkane, single bond. I have alkane. Alright, let's proceed from here. I have alkane. What's next? Rule 3, numbering, right? For rule 3, I'll do my numbering, right? So doing my numbering here, so I'll make sure I have the least or lowest possible number to bromine, because bromine is the, what's it called, the priority here as the first inorganic substituent I'll be naming. So upper numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lower numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's name this compound. Before that, we said I'm starting with bromine. So my priority is what? I'll take the least or lowest possible number to bromine. I have how many bromine here? I have 2 bromine here, right? 2 bromine. Of course, look up please. Using my upper numbering, this bromine is attached to carbon 2, right? Using my upper numbering again, this bromine here attached to carbon 6, no problem. Using my lower numbering, this bromine here, this one, attached to carbon 2. Using my lower numbering, this bromine attached to carbon 6. If you observe, this becomes 2, 2, 2, 6. They are like related in positions, right? So I can choose to go with upper numbering, right? Because this one is the first bromine here, which is 2 here. right? This bromine is carbon 6. So in between 2 and 6, the least one is what? Is 2. So I'll go with this 2 here. So because this one is the first bromine here, not this is not the first bromine. I'm putting the first one here. So this first one here, using my upper numbering, I have 2. Lower numbering, I have 6. So I'm going to use what? 2. So I'm going to use my lower numbering. So I'll discard upper numbering and go with lower numbering. With my lower numbering, what do I get? We said when it comes to naming inorganic substituents, show the position. So I'll start with bromine. For bromine here, how many bromine do I have? I have 2 bromine. There are just 2. So what's the first bromine? Position. That becomes 2. It becomes 2. This one becomes 6. 2, 6. How many bromine? 1, 2. 2 bromine becomes dibromo. Dibromo. So this becomes, I'm done with bromine. Move to fluorine. How many fluorine? Fluorine and another fluorine. So this is 3 and 7. This becomes 3, 7 difluoro. So I'm done with fluorine. Next up, chlorine. How many chlorine? 1 chlorine. Just 1 chlorine. What's the position? 3. That becomes 3 chloro. Alright, 3 chloro. I'm done with chlorine. Move to iodine. How many iodine here? This is 1 iodine. Just 2 iodine. This one is 2. This one is 5. That becomes 2, 5 diiodo, right? So I have 2 iodo, that becomes diiodo. I'm done with iodine. So observe that I'm done with what? My inorganic substituents. Now let's go to the organic substituents. So for the organic substituents that is here now, we said some author choose to, when it comes to naming organic substituents, some textbook says that you should name them in order of arrangement. That is, methyl come first before what? The ethyl, right? Then propyl, then this one is ethyl, please. This is ethyl, please. This is ethyl. So CH5 is ethyl, please. Ethyl. So I have methyl, ethyl. So by order of arrangement, methyl comes first before ethyl, before propyl. But since I follow the pattern of arranging alphabetically order for my inorganic substituents, so I am meant to use the order of alphabetical order here too. So some author use alphabetically order for organic substituents, while some use the order of arrangements. But for this case here, let's choose to use alphabetically order. I'm having E and M. Which one comes first? E. That's CH5. So what's the position of CH5 here? That's 4. And I have just 1 CH5. That becomes 4 ethyl. That becomes 4 ethyl. Next up, then methyl comes second. So what's the position of methyl? I have 2 methyl here. This becomes 4, 6. That becomes 4, 6, 2 methyl. That becomes methyl. Next up, hexane. Heptane. So this compound is called 2,6-dibromo, 3,7-difluoro, 3-chloro, 2,5-diodo, 4-ethyl, 4,6-dimethyl hexane. So that's to name this compound here, right? So let's take Rousse's and end this concept. Rousse's says that if the organic compound is in is in ring or chain form, use the word cyclo followed by the functional group. So I'm saying that in the organic compound where the the hydrocarbon are arranged in ring or chain form, use the word cyclo followed by the functional group. It's an alkane, a single bond, alkene, double bond, alkyne, triple bond, OH, that's alkanol or alcohol, and etc. So to further explain the concept behind rule 3, I said use the word cyclo. So say use the word cyclo, right? So if I have a compound in ring form, right? So I'll use the word cyclo followed by the functional group. So let's say I have a compound such as this. This compound here is in ring form, right? So let's balance it up. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Balance. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Balance. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Balance. Let's name this compound here. For this compound here, observe that this compound is in what? Is in ring form. So we said use the word cyclo, right? So this becomes cyclo. Cyclo what? I have 3 carbon, 1, 2, 3. That's prop. For 3 carbon, that become prop. Alkane, right? That's alkene, single bond. So this is rule 1, rule 2. So I have cyclo what there? Propane. Propane as the name of this compound here. So rule 1 says carbon chain, longest. This 1, 2, just 3. That's prop. Rule 2, functional group, alkane. So for this one here is a ring form. So for ring form, what do you do there? Use the word cyclo followed by the word functional group. I have this one here. Let's say I have example 2. Let's say I have a compound such as this. I have a compound such as this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to name this compound. This is a what? In a chain form or ring form too. So how do you name this one? You said rule 1, longest continuous carbon chain. This is 4. 4 becomes both. Rule 2, functional group. They are all what they alkane, single bond. Rule 3, this is a cyclo what have you? Cyclo stuff, yeah? So this is cyclo or ring form, right? So I'll use the word cyclo followed by the word functional group. But observe that difference between this one and this one is that for this one here, I'm having a substituent. Bromine is substituent. So we said name the substituent first before anything. So I have to show the position of substituent. So let's say I'm using upper numbering. Let's say the best one that will suit me is that I'll make sure I have the least number of substituents. Let's start like this. Let's start if I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Upper numbering. Lower numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. So in between, so this is bromine here. I attach carbon 1, upper numbering, carbon 4, lower numbering. In between 1 and 4, which one is the least? 1. So I'll discard the lower numbering and go with what? My upper numbering. So I'll start with this bromine. Attach carbon 1. That becomes 1 bromo. 1 bromo. Next up, this is cyclo soft. That becomes cyclobutane. Butane. So this compound is called 1 bromo cyclobutane. So let's take one more example and end this concept. Alright, let's name this compound here. Of course, this one is what? Is in ring form. So how do you name this one? Of course, first is first, and also let you know something. Of course, observe that this carbon here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, balanced. This is 1, 2. This H2 represents the other 2, which is 4. So I can write this H2 either in this front here or up here, or at this point, or down here. So just know that what this hydrogen here is for this carbon here. So this becomes 2 hydrogen with this 2 stroke here represents the other 2 hydrogen, which in total gives 4. So I have this compound here is now balanced, right? So CH2 with these 2 here, that's 4. So it's balanced. For this ring form here, we said use the concept of what? Cyclo. But before that, how many carbon do I have here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. 8 is called rule 1, oct. Oct. Rule 2 says functional group. They are all what? The alkane. Alkane. Rule 3 says do your numbering. Why am I doing numbering here? Because I'm having what? Substituents, bromine and chlorine. So the idea is that I'll make sure I do my numbering such that I will have the list of lowest possible numbers of bromine. So let's start with bromine. So let's start with upper numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my upper numbering here. Lower numbering, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, this is bromine. Using my upper numbering and lower numbering, they are both attached to carbon 1, 1. So it means that I can still go with what? My lower numbering, or if I want to, I can go with what? Upper numbering. Hang on. So sorry. Discard this one, please. Sorry. For upper numbering here, for lower numbering, I'll discard it, please. Discard lower numbering, please. This is not the pattern of writing it, please. Sorry. So we said first task upper numbering. I have this way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. For lower numbering, I'll have 1, 2 here. It becomes 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this becomes the lower numbering pattern, please. So of course, this bromine here attached to carbon 1 using my upper numbering, carbon 2 using my lower numbering. Of course, again for my upper numbering, chlorine attached to carbon 4 and 6. In between 1 and 4 and 1 and 6, which one is the least? Upper numbering gives me 1 and 4. Lower numbering gives me 1 and 6. In between these two, which one is the least? The least is what? 1 and 4. So it means I'll go to my upper numbering. So I'll discard lower numbering, discard lower numbering. Discard lower numbering. I'll discard all my lower numbering and go with what? Upper numbering. So start with bromine. I have 2 bromine here. So this 1, 2, that becomes 1, 2 dibromo, because there are 2 dibromo. So 1, 2 dibromo. This one is what? Chlorine 4. That becomes 4 chloro. 4 chloro. Next up, this is a ring form. That becomes cyclo what? Cyclooctane. Octane. So this compound is called 1, 2 dibromo 4 chloro cyclooctane. That's the name of this compound. So see you in our next class. In our next class, we'll be talking about the concept of isomerism, right, and types of isomerism, ranging from the functional isomers, the chain isomers, and the geometric isomers, right? So see you in our next class. If you found this class helpful, do well to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, if you found this channel helpful, do well to at least watch the video for 4 minutes online before you download it, please. It helps the growth of our channel. So if you're interested in helping us, do well to watch the video or any of our video at least minimum 4 minutes to 5 minutes before you download it. Thank you very much. So see you in our next class. Bye.